I'm gonna need a juicy recap.
He, I think he,
Terzak's brother, right?
yeah, one of the children.
Yeah.
I think he narrated the death in the elevator.
Yes, that's what it was. Yep. Well, So the death in the elevator, I wasn't sure if that was like a hallucination or like what was
Oh,
to come.
yeah,
If that makes more sense now.
yeah.
No, Talos is dead. Where will I draw my power from?
You're a robot. You get it from the internet.
I get it. Arcane broke divinity. I think
Yep.
there it is.
God damn it. How much of that did you hear?
Oh, nothing.
Absolutely
Zero.
nothing.
Damn it. Okay.
You like finish the whole prologue.
Yeah, did you do the whole prologue? When you were just like, wow, these guys just keep fucking talking during my whole prologue.
No, I didn't hear you talking at all. The only thing I heard was in Roll20, somebody kept rolling, and I was like, who the fuck rolling?
Fucking over here.
Like, like do whatever you want, but what the fuck, guys?
The last thing we heard
prologue.
the last thing we heard you say was talking about playing the old Lost Mines campaign.
Ugh, I hate that. Okay. Well,
Try again.
That's so disappointing and so funny also. Both of them at the same time. What a bittersweet emotion. All right, well, you guys ready to try this again and probably deal with this bullshit all night?
Oh, hey, Aaron's back.
Yes.
Oh, hey, Aaron.
That's gonna be its own bullshit. Is me? I'm cooking dinner. I'm helping Katie work out, and I got this. So I'm everywhere.
That's all right. That's why we record, so everybody can listen. Okay. Do this again.
If you drop it
Tonight's
down,
prologue.
I'm gonna text you.
Yeah, please, somebody text me. 'Cause, like, once I start doing it, I'm not paying attention to it, and I like looked over, and all of you were frozen. I was like, no, gotta be kidding me. At least it wasn't super long. So this is either a really quick prologue tonight, or it'll be a longer prologue. I'm not really sure, but we'll see how it pans out. Tonight's prologue takes place outside of a small house surrounded by rolling fields.
No, who's it brought to us by?
Let's see. Tonight's prologue is brought to you by Bostitch pencil sharpeners. This is a pencil sharpener that I own and I use sometimes.
Thank you.
Bostitch. When you need to sharpen your pencils, it does that. Tonight's prologue takes place outside of a small house surrounded by rolling fields. Dusk has just recently passed, and the sky is dark, unlit beneath a thick layer of clouds. A slight breeze carries a few stray leaves across the grass, but the night is mostly silent and still. The air is crisp and smells of pine, dew, and the smoke from the house's chimney. The plot of land sits this way for almost 30 minutes, with only occasional movements from a small rodent or the distant coo from a night owl resting in a far-off tree. The breeze gradually begins to pick up momentum, and the taller grasses bend to its will without contest. Small creatures can be seen more hurriedly clambering eastward than their stronger wind. More animals, bent grass, even stronger wind now, flying leaves, bent trees, and the sky brightens. Inside the house, a middle-aged man can be seen watching through a window, eyes widening as a massive blue dome erupts from behind a distant line of trees. From the west, what could be confused as a projectile is rocketed into the air and flies through the sky, landing on the roof of the house. Miles away lies a crater the size of a small city in the wake of the blast. Strewn across its expanse are the bodies of creatures filling many races, devoted to all kinds of deities and denominations. Corpses, suddenly all too similar to each other, despite their conflict just moments earlier. They lay on top of each other, scattered about, forever bound by the arcane blast that took their lives. Silent and resolute, a single moving figure crosses the crater, holding a smaller corpse in its hulking grasp. His iron shell gleams blue as the energy from the blast radiates throughout the area. He finally clears the blast zone and enters a thicket of trees to the south. You watch him set up camp, laying the metal corpse on the ground next to him and entering his sentry's rest. Teth, I need you now to make a perception check.
Don't have my dice, but I'm gonna do it on roll 20.
All right.
$17.
So interrupting your sentry's rest, Teth, you are
Oh, there he goes.
Oh no. Oh, there he is.
All right.
There you are. That was quick.
good. We're good.
So interrupting the sentry's rest.
Yeah. So interrupting your sentry's rest from almost every direction. You can see at least 9 or 10 smaller than you, probably 5 to 6 feet, somewhere in there. Humanoids dressed in blacks, blues, and whites. You identify them very easily as caster forces, and they are all very quickly encroaching on your position. What is your reaction?
Well, I'm in a forest, correct?
You are in a forest, a small clearing, but it's pretty dense, so it's not a lot of room for movement for you.
So my question to you is, because I'm not very familiar with the spell, Tree Stride, are you able to carry a corpse in Tree Stride?
I don't know. I think it's just you and the things that you have on your person.
It might be at higher levels, so you might be able to take people.
You look.
Level 5. It's one of those things too, where it's like, does a corpse count as an object as opposed to a living creature?
I know in Lost Mines we determined a corpse or an unconscious person is not a willing creature, but that doesn't mean we can't here.
I would say, for the purposes of this, no, you cannot.
Okay. So they're closing in.
Like running towards you. At least 8 to 10 creatures.
Okay. So since that doesn't work in this situation, we just immediately summon a spirit shroud. Basically like a bubble of damage. Wait, is it spirit shroud? Sorry, spirit shroud. Sorry, I have spells that I didn't have.
No, that's fine. Yeah. Any attack you make deals 1d8 extra damage when you hit a creature. Any
Yeah,
creature
add this.
you can see that starts its turn within 10 feet of you. Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yep. Spirit Shroud.
Great.
Bracing.
They are all going to start attacking you. And I'm just gonna, I don't have stat blocks for them. Just gonna roll. Let's see. All gonna attack you in this way.
I got my AC up to 25. That helps.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's more than Urzar.
Only only one of those hits. Only the 18. Cool.
Yep. Also, I have resistance to non-magical damage.
Cool. So one creature does 3 damage to you. They all jump on your back, and one finds the crack in your armor. Just a little pinch. What are you doing now?
In a rage, he will activate his armor of invulnerability and make myself immune to non-magical damage for 10 minutes, and then just mercilessly beat all of them to pieces.
Yeah, perfect. So as you're watching this happen, as the viewers of the prologue from the third person, you see Teth, this giant hulking image, by twilight. Really, the clouds are still covering the sky. There, he doesn't notice it after the first 10 or 15 people, but many waves are coming in to just try and eliminate him. And as he succeeds in killing some of them very brutally, every creature that attempts to take his life, by the end of all of this, he is covered in blood. Some parts of his body are probably even stained at this point. There are bodies surrounding him, and he looks frantically around to just kind of take in what he's done. And the one thing that he does not see is the corpse of his friend that he was carrying. She is no longer there on the ground. She is missing. In his frenzy, he did not realize that she was being taken. Teth, what do you do in that moment?
Probably go to the last spot that she was at, or 6 was at, and see if he can see, maybe a blood trail or somebody carrying it.
Make an investigation check.
Oh, I'm great at that.
There are so many smashed plants and broken trees and broken branches around you. There are blood trails and bloody footprints and blood splatters going out in every direction, and there is no way for you to discern which way she would have been taken, unfortunately.
Sorry, I'm reading a spell. 3 change body one. doesn't work. Yeah, we'll just say because I have it prepared. Assuming I have spell slots.
Bye.
There goes. And you're back.
I caught it right away that time.
Yeah. Assuming I have the spell slots and all that other stuff that you need for spells. I do have a spell called Summon Celestial,
Okay.
and essentially, I want to summon a Celestial and then ask him to help me find 6.
Okay. Yeah. What level are you casting this at?
Level 5 is, I think, the base level, which is the
It-
highest level spell slot that I have.
Okay. What does it look like as you cast this spell? I guess assuming you have the material components you need, we'll just say that you
Yep.
do.
Yep.
What is the verbal component that you are using to cast this spell?
This would be divine based conjuration. So the component is a reliquary. So we'll say that it is a small statue of a humanoid holding a lightning bolt. A golden small statuette. It was, encrusted with, gems and other types of, rare materials. And he'll quickly search for it in a panic, knowing he's losing time. And he'll kneel down and hold it in front of him, almost like basically get down and in a prayer position on his knees. And then focus his energy into it. And Teth will briefly glow, probably a light, actually a darker blue hue. And then he'll just speak into, I guess out into the ether. He'll just say, please. Which is all I have left.
Seth, you'll feel um you'll feel the warmth of a hand from behind on your left shoulder. And nothing is materialized yet. You just feel that presence. And speaking down to you as if this creature that is now touching you is, you're talking 12, 13, 14 feet tall. It sounds like it's coming from so much higher up in the air than you are. You'll hear a very calm voice. He will say very slowly, "What will you give to find your friend?"
Whatever it takes.
A new road must be created for you, Teth. Are you prepared to do that?
Yes.
And as you say yes, you'll feel the warmth of another hand on your right shoulder. And that warmth will extend down into your torso, down into your body, until you feel warm all over. And that feeling, that sensation lasts maybe 5-6 seconds, but it feels much longer than that. And when it goes away, you only hear the voice one more time. And he will say, "I believe you." And a tiny little light comes on, maybe 8 feet in front of you. Just a small, like the size of a marble, a tiny, glowing orange light. And it starts slowly moving out into the trees.
Following it.
As you follow that light, Teth, as it's kind of guiding you through these thick trees, you can start to feel a lot of you feel much more human than you've ever felt since your creation, and you start to feel what Zithlo will later help you understand is anxiety, what is true fear, and for the first time, what you would come to know in the future as hope. You feel these things for the first time, and they all wash over you like a big wave. And you start walking out into the forest and following this light. And that's where we'll end the prologue for now. We'll
Oh, yeah.
transfer back to regular time. That was great. I had no idea what that would be. That was great.
Good
I have no
job.
idea either. Yeah, good.
Just an above game warning to everybody else that will happen.
Oh, and you froze.
Frozen again, like a popsicle. Goodbye.
Bye.
He's having a bad internet day today.
So
you're
frustrating.
catching it quick, at least. You said above game, just so everybody knows, and then just cut
I
out.
believe you're gonna say it's all gonna happen to you.
Yeah, above game. This will happen to everybody. Maybe not consecutively, but throughout the rest of the campaign, everybody will have at least one more chance, if not two more chances, to have some more in-depth flashback stories for prologues.
Okay.
That was great, Billy. Awesome.
Good job, William.
Yeah.
Would any of the three of you like to recap? Would either of you, Billy or Donovan, like to recap?
Yeah, give me a minute.
Like I
Once
said,
we recap, we'll do Brackle stuff too, Andrew.
Okay.
What were you going to say, Billy? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, which I think I mentioned earlier, is that we started off and you're like, man, unless you guys like just fight in the middle of the marketplace, it should go pretty quick. It'd be great.
Oh, it was so good. And like
Then-
as you were going through, I realized very quickly that you weren't going to make it back to the transport, and I was so happy because like I was wondering if you would leave that shop and just go right back there, or do more things in the city. And I think there's more stuff to do in the city. So
You
not
need
not
to-
just like shopping, but
I will say that, Andrew, if you have the chance to listen to like 10 or 15 minutes of last episode, there's a couple spots, but
Mhm.
Trent talking with the affluent district jeweler
Okay.
is fucking priceless.
I'll
Oh,
go
it's
back.
so
I'll go
good.
back and listen. I'll listen to it tomorrow.
yeah, there are like Billy said, 3 or 4 moments that are like
Yeah,
so good. Like everybody has a time to really shine, and it's great.
yeah,
I think Brad
Awesome,
actually did a lot of RPing that was pretty
yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
great.
that was
I
one.
I made a
Nice.
point to text him the day after, and I was like, "Hey, man, I don't know if you meant to do this on purpose, but you role played so much last night, and I've never seen you do that before. So that was wonderful. Like, if you're comfortable, just keep doing that all the time because it was so cool
Yeah.
to see."
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely.
So there was a lot. There was a lot of different things going on. So I'll try to be direct and to the point.
I'm trying to think of where the last thing I remember.
So because I started telling you stuff, and then we got interrupted some from probably Chris walking in the door. But there was we left the magic item shop with the weird Bulgarian guy. I don't know.
Okay. I never went to the magic item shop, so I don't know where it was before that.
Didn't you buy something from him?
No,
This would have been
or
3 weeks ago.
wait,
It
hold
was
on.
at the very end of 3 episodes ago.
Oh
we
yeah,
did- we did-
yes. Okay, the shop that was like
Yeah,
fake,
it was.
like fake full. Yes. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So we left there after he couldn't identify the disc, and
Two discs.
Brad, I'm sorry, Eric wanted to go to a general store to get an herbalism kit.
Mhm.
We found this old deranged lady running this shop named Helen.
Okay.
I don't remember which Helen it was. I know it wasn't Helen Hunt. It was the other
Helen
Helen.
Mirren.
Helen
Mirren.
Mirren. Yep.
I'm just looking at her face, so that's the
Yep.
only reason.
Helen Mirren. And so he got the herbalism kit, and then Urzak wanted to buy some potions, so he went to the back and grabbed the case of potions, brought them up front so Eric could look at them.
Mhm.
Uh, and Eric cast Detect Poison and Disease, which he found out that basically the potions weren't poison or disease, but she was diseased and there was a bunch of black mold in the walls.
Okay. Mhm.
So he proceeded to warn her about that and then cure her ailments, and then purchased purchased a bunch of potions. Got some healing potions,
I
Aqua's
think that's
form.
I think that's where we stopped talking about it.
Yep, invulnerability, comprehension, a potion of watchful rest was the other one.
Eee.
And then after that, we left there, and Teth said that he needed to get some diamonds for paladin shit. And we heard from, I don't, maybe Helen told us that basically there's a really great jeweler in town, but it's in the high end district, and he only goes by appointment and only talks to other rich people.
So Vern was the only one who could go.
Yeah, so Vern was like, "All right, I'll go, and Teth, you can come be my bodyguard." So they went off. Had a conversation with that guy. That was great, and basically got Diamond in a form. Uh, Convinced the guy to run for political office.
The jeweler?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You gotta listen to it. It's great.
Okay.
And then came back, gave him like a handwritten endorsement gift, and then got him to give them some crushed diamonds as well, under the guise that they were for his niece's pinata.
Okay.
Uh, at some point around this time, we realized that Brackle was missing. So while I did that, the other three went looking for Brackle.
Oh wow.
We decided to go to the Caster compound
Mhm.
to look for him. I'm sorry, no, we decided to go to the bunker first.
Bunker.
So we went to
4.
the, but basically I ended up going to the Underfolks district. Some guy was trying to get us to do some gambling.
Mhm.
And Urzak was like, "No, take some money, you fucking peddler, leave us alone." And
Graham
then
Solomon.
yeah, it goes Graham Solomon,
Yep.
and I don't necessarily remember. Oh, Eric started running his mouth about the king being, or about Daunt stepping down as king.
Yeah.
from his post.
Who said
And
that?
Eric. And Urzak
Okay.
was like, "Okay, dumbass, let's go," and like started pulling him by the collar. And then the guy was all like panicked. He's like, "Whoa, what is this? You gotta tell me about this." And then Eric asked for he was basically asking for money to give him information, but it came out as, "Give me that silverback that my friend just gave you." And then something happened. The guy punched Eric, which Urzak punched him back,
Oh
and they're
god.
like, "Okay, let's go before I accidentally kill this poor man."
Yeah, probably one punch might be enough to kill him.
I'm surprised he lived the 6 damage he got.
Wow.
And then Urzak's like, "Okay, time to go." And then Eric found out that he had a potion of invisibility missing.
Oh. Uh-oh.
So he ran after. The guy ran away, and Eric ran after him. And there was basically an altercation. He was like, "I don't have it." He's like, "Yes, you do." And then searched him, didn't find it, and then beat the shit out of him with the butt of his crossbow.
Oh god.
I think I had to go to the bathroom at some point during that, so I don't remember exactly how that finished, but
Yeah,
Pretty much
yeah.
it.
He assaulted him, and then just walked away.
and didn't find the potion. Never got
Oh,
his potion
yeah.
back.
Jesus.
Just left him unconscious, like in the middle of the street, basically.
Oh my god, he's a villain.
Yeah, this is what it's like to play with you, Andrew. It's great.
No, I am fully upstanding as far as everybody is concerned.
And went to the bunker. Somebody else was there at the bunker that we talked to. Oh, Solia and Luna. There was a conversation between Sully and Luna. Where they basically offered to help us. We asked them if we could find Brackle. They didn't see him. And then basically said, "You guys can help us just by staying here and letting us know, tell him to stay here if he comes back." Which they agreed. And then we ended up going to the caster compound to look for Arvantis and Brackle. We went into the food room and
Mhm.
discovered that food that Brackle would have been eating was on the table, but food that Arvantis would be eating was not.
Indicating that Brackle was at the compound.
Oh, gotcha.
And I don't think we didn't see dead rats, which we above game we know that wouldn't happen again, but we kind of also deduced that Flynn wasn't there.
Oh, Flynn's not with you guys?
Correct.
No.
No.
So we investigated the quarters. There was like a weird mystery scene where there was like a part of Crowbar's kid's broken spear and like a scuff mark and like only 2 beds that had sheets in them and the rest of the beds were missing.
Oh, in the like tithe bunkhouses.
Yeah. And then we went, I don't remember where we went next. What was the infirmary? We went to the infirmary. Nobody was there, but we found it was like underneath the mattress, like one of the mattresses, we found a stash of letters and books.
Mhm.
There's a bunch of letters that Dot had written that was basically apologizing and stepping down as the acting commander, and he was going to let Cerberus take over. We also found a locked journal of sorts,
Mhm.
and Urzak used the Duggar's Tome to copy what was inside of the journal,
Okay.
and it was a bunch of research that was being done on the people underneath the compound in the cages that they were sapping the power from.
Mm.
Um,
Do I need to erase one of the Duggar tomes off my inventory?
no, it was Urzak's tome.
No, you still
Okay.
have 2.
Okay.
I don't know if I have that in the actual listing of that item, but those are consumable. So like once you have it copied, it just stays at that as that book forever. And if it's destroyed, it's destroyed as if it's a normal book. so you can't use it to copy multiple books. I don't know if I have that listed on the.
You
Right here or
didn't,
not.
but I'm glad you didn't because I wouldn't have used it if I knew it was a one-time thing.
Oh, okay. I'll give you another one for free. We'll
I
just say
I have 2 of them, so
okay.
we're
Yeah.
fine. I
Um,
think that was an important thing to copy. So
yeah, in hindsight, I do too. Because I'm glad you didn't put it in there because I would have just hung on to it for the end of fucking time if I knew it was a one-time use.
There will be more available eventually.
I'm trying to think of anything that was really prolific in that. We look at
Mhm.
stuff about Gael's son. We found out the casters are racist.
big surprise.
They
Yeah, notable things. They
Mhm.
use specific people for specific energy uses. So like, uh, I guess I don't think that I really went into this super specifically, but a lot of the younger creatures that were down there were
Mhm.
used to power like the anti-magic field. That's what Gael's son was used for.
Mhm.
Some of the older ones that had been there for a while, they would switch off of that line and use them for like basic energy purposes, like magic lighting and keeping, like storing food and things like that. Just basic run utilities and things like that.
Mhm.
And the longest person that had been there for, what did I say, like 15 years?
Oh my
I think
god.
I think
like
15
that,
years
you know.
Wow.
before you guys let them euthanize them essentially.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. I think that's everything I remember.
That is pretty much it. The only other thing, the the picture that I posted in the general chat
Mhm.
was the insignia that was on the back of that journal, the locked journal.
Okay.
We also deduced
2
that
circles.
the writing was not the king's writing and it wasn't Daunt's
Mhm.
writing.
Okay.
Somebody else. But the letters were definitely from Daunt. Like
Mhm.
the
And
address and the things like that, or
and you
Daunt's handwriting.
and you found them in the infirmary under a bed?
Yes.
Okay.
Between the mattress and the bed frame of one of the beds.
Interesting. Okay.
All right, real quick retcon for both Vern and now Eric, because he is not here either. So as you are on your way to the compound to do all of this stuff, Vern is going to. Well, I guess Vern is coming with Teth. So Vern will tell Teth that he is actually going to stay in the affluent district, just for a little while, because there's a contact that he has uh, been interested in talking to about his railway. So he's going to break off from you, Teth, and talk to kind of a higher up in the affluent district, and we'll role play all that out next week. And on the way to the compound, Eric is going to break away from the party for a while, and talk to Helen, and see if she has any additional information about the surrounding state of the natural area, like conservation and foraging type things, and see if she has any additional information and or items he could purchase for his herbalism kit. So he's gonna work with her for a couple hours. So they are not with you in the compound. So right now you have Urzak, Teth, Crowbar, and Elias in the infirmary.
We've got the primo investigation team on investigation.
Right, yeah. So you are investigating that. Let's rewind for a second to a couple hours earlier. Brackle, you start kind of walking a little bit behind the party, coming from the magic cart. You're walking across this kind of retail center area, and you kind of slip into an alleyway without anybody noticing and start making your way to the caster compound. What are your goals? What are you doing?
So okay, so first off, I wanted to ask, did I tell
Yeah.
the group about Daunt? And if I did, how much did I tell them?
I didn't say anything for you. So anything that you have not said during a game, you have not said. Brackle has not said.
Okay. All right. I will head back to the caster compound. I need to find Cerberus.
Okay. You would know that Cerberus's quarters are they're very close to Daunt's quarters, so kind
Mhm.
of up that left staircase. You would know it very well. You would be able to walk in, uh, just like everybody else found out yesterday as they entered the compound. It is incredibly quiet.
Okay.
Since the riot a day and a half ago, everything has been pretty much bare. There are still things missing from the walls. There are still things that have yet to be cleaned up, but a lot of that process has stopped, and really, you can't find anybody in the main sections of the
Okay.
compound. It's very, very quiet. So you can easily make your way up to Cerberus's quarters uh, without any question.
Okay. On the way, I'd just like to keep an eye out if anybody's following me.
Make a perception check.
And then my passive is really high too. Perception check. That's 14. So-
You are relatively certain that
Okay.
nobody is following you.
Okay. I would like to investigate Don's quarters before I go talk to Cerberus.
Sure. So Don's quarters, you were there recently. It is empty, much like it was when you were there with Salia the day before. There, it's kind of all over the place. The bed is still all messy. There are clothes. There are items, weapons, different things like that, strewn about the entire room. It's hard to conceive that it is Daunt's quarters because he was
Yeah.
very orderly up until you saw him yesterday.
I'd take a good bit of time, like probably 30 minutes to an hour investigating the room, making
Okay.
sure, looking for any sensitive information for the casters or otherwise any artifacts that should be confiscated and get moved into possession of another high ranking caster, anything like that. And also
Okay.
any information that might give way to why he broke down all of a sudden.
Sure. So you're taking like an hour, you said?
Yeah.
Make an investigation check with
Mhm.
advantage.
Okay. First one's at 22. 22. Both good rolls, but 22.
So with a 22, you would find some paperwork. A lot of it seems to be drafts of letters. Most of them unfinished. Like he would start with a few sentences and not like what he was writing, so he would stop and crumple it up or rip it up and throw it just wherever on the floor. There's at least 15 to 20 draft letters around the area. Um, Other things of note, you would notice that although there are a lot of clothes around the area, and a lot of them like like dress clothes or official clothes that he would wear out on missions to represent the kingdom. Nothing in the caster blue and white. So no like official caster uniform clothing is left in his room. That is all gone. You know that he especially in his prime, he was so loyal that he would wear that stuff all the time. Uh, rarely on official business not wearing it. So to be completely absent of that is very strange. He has a small desk next to his bed. There's a small sack of coin that you can see there.
Mhm.
A small notebook with a quill and a bottle of ink next to it. Flipping through the notebook, it is mostly empty. Um, you can see some kind of a few different types of um almost like battle plans or like training plans for the scouts. Uh, it doesn't look like that notebook has been touched in a while.
Okay.
And then looking through his dressers, he has like kind of a stall, a tall like a quadruple stack dresser next to his bed as well. Um, you would notice that all of any type of jewelry, any type of ring or adornment or anything like that that he would typically wear, that you've seen him wear most of these pieces throughout your time as a caster. All of those are in there. So he has a very specific place for everything. He likes everything to be very organized. All of those things that you would know him to wear all the time are there. So he is not wearing those either wherever he is. As far as straight up plans or reasons for his mental breakdown, you cannot find anything damning.
Okay. Alrighty. Then I guess I'll just Mm, I guess I'll just kind of clean up a little bit. Just straighten up a
Okay.
little bit. Um, Probably I'll take coin bag, the jewelry, um, any ceremonial caster weapons with me to just pass on to Don or put back in the armory. Um, and then I will head to find Dawn or find
Oh.
Cerberus.
Okay. So notably, of the things that you take that you know were of higher worth to him, there's 50 gold in the bag,
Mm-hmm.
along with one opal.
Okay.
And you would know that one of his weapons that he would always carry, he has a +2 rapier.
Okay.
And then you would know that there are 2 golden rings with a blue and white caster insignia on them, and
Okay.
one ring of the ram.
Caster. Okay, I will look up the Ring of the Ram real quick just to see if I'm going to. Because it's probably
Keep
the.
it.
Yeah, I mean, ring is. Does that look
It's
like a
fun.
caster, a
That
personal
would be
thing?
more of a personal item
Okay, I'd
than a
probably,
caster item.
even if I don't wear it, I'd probably keep it.
Okay.
And then I'd probably, I don't know, I'd keep the sword too, I suppose.
Okay.
And the opal. just in case
Okay.
it's special. Okay. Yep. And then I'll head to see Cerberus.
Okay. Yep. The path to Cerberus's quarters is very short from Dante's. It's right down a few short corridors that you know very well. You used to walk them every day, so you can find it very easily.
I will knock on his door and see if anybody is home.
From inside, you hear, "Yeah."
Uh, it's Brackle. Can I come in and talk to you for a little bit?
Yeah.
All right. I'll slowly open the door and kind of get a general
The
gauge of
the
what
door
his
is
room is like.
the door is locked.
Let's see. What's my sleight of hand? Can you unlock the door for me?
No.
Okay. Um, I'll just attempt to lockpick it, I guess.
Okay. Okay. Do you have
He said come in, right?
these? Yeah.
Okay. I don't have a lockpick kit or anything. Oh, I do have
All right.
thieves' tools. I take it back. I have thieves' tools.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
So, efficient. 21 actually.
Yeah. It's a simple lock. You get in very easily. So as as you walk in, it is a stark opposite from what Dante's quarters look like. Even though he has kind of presented an outward facade of not really giving a fuck, uh, he very clearly is all about advancing in the casters. He has papers on his walls on all sides, with lists and plans on
Mhm.
how he would redisperse the army and reallocate funds to different areas. And he has notebooks all over his desk, uh, with different schematics and things that he would want to build onto the compound, or different buildings that he would want to uh, renovate or build in the city. And this is all laying out open everywhere, so you can see all of this.
Okay.
His bed is incredibly tidy. There's nothing on the floor. It is a super, super clean room, other than his desk having papers all over it. It is much more put together than you would ever expect. And he is sitting at his desk currently.
I will try and find. I guess I'll just stand, or move into an area that looks like, where a guest would sit if it's more of an office space on the other side of his desk, maybe.
I was really
Okay.
expecting Cerberus to be like naked, but like with the helmet on, like doing like a self portrait.
That would be funny.
Sitting behind an easel.
Yeah, yeah.
So speaking of what Cerberus is wearing,
Mhm.
this is the most casual you've ever seen him. He is in what most people would consider dressy clothes, but he is not wearing a piece of armor, and you have never seen him without some type of armor on. He's just wearing a simple shirt and some slacks, much like
Mhm.
an elevated version of the common worker apparel. So he's more comfortable than he normally would be. His helmet is on his bed. It's the only thing on his bed. Like it
What?
has a sheet on it, but his helmet is just like resting there. Um,
I
it's
can't wait to
a
go tell
point
the
of
group that I
importance
saw him
for
without
him.
of his helmet.
And he's just kind of at his desk working. And he'll as you walk
Mhm.
in and kind of find a good spot, he'll say, yeah, sorry, I forgot I locked it.
I told you, but that's fine.
All right, whatever.
Well, you look terrible. I've never seen you in such lazy clothes.
Quite the intro from the person who's about to come in and kiss my ass, right?
Speaking of kissing asses, here is what I found in Don's room. So I'll hand him his little gold coin bag and the caster rings, any of his journals that I picked up, and then the ceremonial weapons and stuff. So, what kind of headspace are you in? Last time, well, I guess is this the same day where? No, it can't be.
It would be a day after you
Okay.
talked to him last.
Yesterday, you walked in the compound, dropped all your things, and walked to your room. So, how are you doing?
He'll stop writing and kind of not look at you, but he'll kind of look up a little bit and kind of scoff a little bit. I'll say, all these years you brushed me off as has been second best, and now you're gonna come in and have a heart to heart. That's a nice touch.
There's no love lost between us. I know this. I still don't necessarily like you at all.
Yeah, well, that's good because I don't like you at all either.
Well, that's perfect. We're on equal leveling then.
I don't think so. I think you're just chasing the person you think is most likely to come out on top.
Well, I don't think there's any negative in that. People who are driven naturally want to drive to what their goal is.
He'll actually chuckle at that, and he'll say, "Now that you put it that way, I suppose we are not much different in that respect."
Along with that, I don't think I've ever done anything underhanded to get to where my goal is. I showed great. Well, yeah, you guys know, but
Just seeing everybody smile on the
Isn't it funny?
Cerberus also knows because he
It's
knows
so
you
fun.
charmed him.
No, yeah, he knows I charmed him.
He did.
And I know he knows I charmed him.
Nothing underhanded.
It was not underhanded.
I
stayed.
suppose at that point we were prisoners. So
All of a sudden, he's like,
Yeah,
I did
exactly.
nothing underhanded.
I was loyal to my superior and commander, and have been all the way through, as well as my king. At the time when we'll say in our last altercation, I was doing what I thought was right for the casters, and I think I have a group of allies that would back me up on that. I think.
He will stand very quickly and kind of like move his chair around and slam it down on the ground and sit back down, facing you and look you right in the eye. And he'll say, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I know you're Daunt's number 2. I know it's an unofficial position. I know you're going to be sinking here if I don't throw you a bone. I got to be honest with you, Brackle. If I had been tithed again, if I had been in that situation and I found what the casters were doing in that basement. I might have done the same thing. So here's me throwing you a bone. Where do you want to stand with the casters tomorrow? Knowing that today is Daunt's rule, and after today will be much different.
I don't want to see the casters fall into a state of disrepair, a collapsing nation, a collapsing era in this continent. I have been I've been a part of the Scouts my entire career here. The caster army. I have the trust, I think. Well, I wouldn't say I think. I have the trust of my command. I have the trust of my soldiers. I would like to put that trust, that loyalty, that following behind you. Right now, after what happened yesterday, was an embarrassment. We need a strong hand and a strict hand to get this compound back in order, to get this city back in order, to get the nation back in order. We need to hunt down the people that broke into this compound, sentence them however you think is just, retrieve back whatever they stole, and make sure the people know that's not okay. Albeit, you're probably in the best position. Most people are going to throw their support behind you. Obviously, there are other choices as well, and I could do whatever I could to throw that support at a different place. But I'm coming here to you, telling you that I'm throwing my support behind you, be it what you'll do with me. But as you
I
know,
think it's
go ahead.
Sorry.
But as
No,
you know,
continue.
I also have a loyalty to this group of tithes that we're working with now. But my number one loyalty will always stay with the casters. I'm not saying that I'll be able to be here 100% of the time, but I will do what I can to help you get this place back in order.
He's going to roll insight on that.
Okay.
And he rolled a 2, so that doesn't fucking matter.
If it helps, the lowest I could roll on persuasion or deception is a 25. So
Yeah. So he'll counter with so to get this straight, you believe that the most important thing we could do right now is find the people that came into the compound and stole things.
I wouldn't say that's the most important thing. I would say that is a part of what we need to do. We need to get the discipline back under control. I mean, you're walking around here. Where is everybody? I'm not saying we should go out and start chopping people's heads off because that would immediately inspire a revolt. But we need to get people back coming to work.
As fun as it is to walk around and chop people's heads off, I know that from experience. I need to know one thing, and your answer to this one question will either solidify a spot for you in the casters indefinitely. You will have my full support. You can follow me, continue any leads or any missions you feel important with your allies from the tithes. I will not impede you. Or it could put us as foes, and I will not stop going against you. So answer very carefully. Did you get anything from the cathedral?
Now that's an interesting question.
I know.
I got a lot of things from the cathedral.
Explain.
The most valuable thing we all got from the cathedral, including Pazpran, is insight.
Hmm.
We had a no other way to explain it, spiritual uh, interaction. Spiritual, a godly interaction. We were able to ascend inside of inside of the cathedral. I can't remember what the name of it was. The town center thing.
Yeah.
And I believe we all were touched with a vision, a memory, a a future sight, potentially, very specific to each of us. And at the end of it, we came out. Oh, for clarification, Billy, the Talos appeared only to Billy, right? Or did because the rest of us
He
just
appeared
saw
to
what?
everybody.
Oh, everybody. Okay.
You may or may not have known that it was Talos, but
Okay.
he was there and everybody saw it. Yeah.
The brightest light that I've ever seen appeared and spoke to one of our party members. I don't think the rest of us heard what he said, though, right? I think it was just, or did we all hear everything?
You would. Yep.
Okay.
You all were
I don't
privy to
remember.
all of it. Yep.
Okay, so it was just the other part. Okay. Um, and he answered a question to his most devoted follower, and that question was answered. After that, we ascended. Uh, what did Pazpran say? Was she like she didn't want anything to do with the orbs?
She was okay with Teth taking it.
Okay.
She was just amazed that it existed at all.
Okay.
Like she had a thought that it could be that, but I don't know that she actually believed that it was an orb of the Presidium
Okay.
until he showed up, and she's like, "Okay, no, Teth, you can take it. I don't want it anymore."
What is the relationship between Cerberus and Pazpran?
It's contentious. He considers himself to be uh, more or less misplaced. I mean, he is very brutal and he has executed many people,
Hmm.
but he also considers himself to be a tactician and is probably a little bit underrated in that department.
Okay.
And Daunt and Pasparan took a lot of the credit for those types of things in the casters, just because of their jobs.
Gotcha.
So he feels a little bit unseen as far as what his true potential could be.
He's seen as a meathead as opposed to.
Yes.
Okay. And whether this lays with you or not, Pazpran has oversaw what happened. You may reach out to her. Um, but that's what happened. Uh, we all survived. But the one thing that I want you to know that you may not yet, and that may be very important for this government or this regime, when that usurper, the thief, whatever, came through. Or no, sorry, take that back. When the king fired off his last magical spell from his wand, do you remember the giant explosion, force of magic?
Of course.
Apparently, it wasn't just an effect that happened here, not just in the city, not just in this continent, not just in this world. It affected planes of existence, worlds we didn't know existed. There have been people, monsters, everything in between that have come and infiltrated our world. I don't know if people from our world have been transported elsewhere, but I know a bunch have been transported here. The funny thing about it is that they're not just existing here. There's a faction that already knows that they're There's a faction that already knows they're here and are actively pursuing them. Would you happen to know anything about that?
Is that pickle popcorn?
Pickled popcorn. Somebody had that, didn't you? Donnie,
Pickle.
did you have pickled popcorn? No?
Have you-
Okay.
Rhiannon made pickle popcorn last night.
Okay.
I don't like pickles, so that's why I asked.
You
This is very good
you
though.
just Pop pickles.
you put
Yeah.
popcorn kernels inside of a pickle, you hollow it out, and it just explodes.
And then I put it in the microwave.
Nice and soggy.
So
do-
Cerberus will not directly answer your question.
Okay.
He'll just kind of sit there and stare at you for. It's going to feel like a lot longer, but maybe 5-7 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get up and go to his desk, open a drawer, and take out a small, kind of like folded pamphlet. Just 2 or 3 pages, not anything substantial. And on the back of this pamphlet is like a something innocuous, like a menu or something. Like he was just out somewhere and started writing on the back of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
He'll drop it in your lap. And on the back of this pamphlet, there is a list of names. Top
Okay.
3 names are not Dez, sorry. Solia Spectus, Luna Spectus, and Wraith. Below Wraith's name is the name Theros.
Okay.
And then 3 other names below that. One of them is Martusiak.
Okay.
One of them is Jerry.
Okay.
And one of them is Alystra.
Okay. What is this?
And he'll point to the pamphlet. And I'll say, these are people that are here that shouldn't be here. Your first order of business, if you want a place in this kingdom, eliminate them or send them back. And he'll pick up his chair and kind of turn back to his desk. Start writing again.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, you can keep that pamphlet, add to the list if you need to. You may go.
Cerberus,
Yeah.
I need to know 2 things from you.
You're on borrowed time, Breckle. Make it quick.
1, how do you know these people's names?
I've found them for you.
With what time?
All the time that I spent avoiding you and avoiding Daunt.
That can't leave you with much time.
Fair enough.
Well, a question I'll ask again at another time. Second question. Are you going to suddenly disappear and give up on your post? Because I'm not going to work for somebody again who will whimsically just at a whim, throw away everything he's worked at for his whole life.
He will, without turning around, he will say, Brackle, I don't like you. I know that you don't like me. We've never seen eye to eye. We have different ways of dealing with things. Some of our methods are eerily similar, and others are vastly different. But there comes a time in every person's life who has the ambition that I know you and I share. When someone walks through the door and tells them to sharpen their weapon for the road ahead, and that person just has to accept that is the way things are going to be. So, Brackle, I need you to sharpen your weapon for the road ahead because you're going to need it. You may go.
I'll look at the sheet and say, I'll look into it.
Thank you.
And I'll shut his door and then lock pick it back locked.
Okay. As you are exiting his doorway, you hear voices coming down the kind of echoing down the corridor
Mhm.
that you recognize. And that is Urzok, Teth, Crowbar, namely, and Elias a little bit, but he's not really talking that much. But you hear the voices of your friends very clearly coming from the foyer.
Okay. I will head that way. I will okay, so they're down there. Yep, I'll head down to the staircase and greet them. Say, how'd you guys know I'd be here?
Urzok's gonna walk up to Brackle and punch him in the face.
Got him.
I guess do I mean, he wouldn't know it's coming, so do it with advantage, I guess.
Yeah, roll for attack.
Roll for punch.
27.
Yeah. Roll for unarmed damage.
6.
Unarmed strike damage.
6.
And he's gonna grab Brackle by the collar and look him in the face. And he'd say, Brackle Bath, how old are you? How old are you?
I'm gonna cast Charm Person on him.
Okay.
That's a wisdom saving throw of 18.
I have no chance of making this. Nope.
Oh.
How about you
He'll-
put me down? How about you put me down, Urzok?
He'll root for your collar. He'll still ask the same question. Brackle, how old are you?
A lady never tells. And I'll let that punch go. Can you explain yourself, please?
Can you explain yourself?
Yeah, but I need to know a better question than how old I am.
I'm wondering how excusable it is for you to act like this.
Believe it or not, I have other duties beyond this group. And when I get an urgent message to come back, I need to do that.
And nobody here is disputing that fact. But you don't need to act like a child and disappear without a notice, especially when Arvantis is already missing.
I will. I will. I will. God, I'm terrible with my words today. You know.
Oh, you're doing great.
You just got punched in the face. It's okay.
No, I can't think of the word I'm thinking.
Method acting. Yeah.
I want to say I will secede, but it's not what I'm trying to think of. I will cede that to you, and it will not happen again in the future. I don't know how much you know, but things have been a little crazy around here. I don't. I don't think I told you guys anything about Daunt yet. I probably wouldn't have, but
Herzog's going to hand you one of the letters that look written by Daunt.
Yep, that's pretty much why. Yesterday, or was it Yeah, yesterday, or the day before, or yesterday or earlier today. I can't remember which one it was. When Flynn and I and Elias, when we came to get Elias and that other NPC that's escaping my head,
Solia.
Solia, we ran into Daunt, and he quit. He was drunk. His room was in total disarray. He didn't give me a reason. And the whole reason that this uprising happened, why this castle is so quiet right now, it was 100% his fault. So the man that I've been following for the last 12 years, my superior commander, my near father figure, just decided to stop. Stop being everything that he was, stop being everything that he was to me. So my head's been a little shaky. So for that, I apologize.
Herzog will reach out, put his hand on your shoulder, and say, "I'm sorry for hitting you. It did feel a little good, but I am sorry, and I'm sorry that your brother in arms has abandoned his post. I'm sure that's difficult. But I want you to remember that we are also your brothers. And I would much desire if you showed us the same respect that we have shown you."
I will drop the charm person. I pretty much just did it as like the
Stop punching me.
the other spell was like calm person or whatever. Yeah, calm emotion. I completely understand, and I am very sorry that I did this. It will not happen again, I can assure you. As I kind of walk to meet the rest of the group, and as it passed by Urzak, I said, not so quiet that only he can hear it, but like, next time I won't be so charming.
Urzak's gonna kind of walk back with you, and the other two, he's say, just get really dad in demeanor. Say, "I'm pretty tired of saying this, but let me be more concise. No lying, no half-truths, no sleuthing, no deception, no disappearing without telling us."
First of all, I'll never stop sleuthing, so don't even try. Don't even expect that, Dad.
Does anyone else have any questions?
What
What it means to be faithful to your brothers in arms? I don't know what kind of crap they teach you in the Castor army, but this was obvious to me. Crowbar, Teth, do you have any questions?
Crowbar grew up under a tree. Come on.
Any gray line? Yeah, and he has better manners than you. That should really tell you something.
He breaks doors down. He does not have better manners than me.
and he's good at it. Like, Crowbar, next time you go to break down a door, maybe let us know, okay? Elias, like, kneel down on one knee, says, do you have any questions? Does this all make sense to you?
So I realized just now that because Aaron left early last time, Crowbar and Elias had stayed back somewhere else.
Oh, they did.
Oh.
So we'll just say that they just got here. So they're walking in
So it's just the
as
two-
you. Crowbar and Elias will walk through the door as Urzak punches Brackle in the face.
So it's like the three massive people in the party come to find me.
Yeah.
And
Crowbar's gonna act
they
like
just-
nothing is out of the ordinary here.
Yeah.
It's the second. It's the second
Elias
time we've
is
seen
super
Urzak
stoked.
punch somebody today.
Crowbar's probably like, oh, they're just having a conversation. I listen, Elias is like, oh, okay, yeah, that
I
makes
mean,
sense.
I think
It's a sign
behind the
of
scenes,
affection.
like
I mean,
Urzak grew
I-
up around a bunch of other giant dragonborn, and Crowbar grew up around a bunch of other giant half orcs, and that's like, they can take it. That's how they yell at each other with their fist.
I mean, I would
True.
have to assume that growing up in the scout army, I've probably punched plenty of people to get their attention. So it's not something that Brackle would have like taken to heart or anything. And it's not obviously when we're at level 13, 6 points does not matter. Like if you punched me when we were level 2 and I could have like died. So
Massive internal hemorrhaging.
Right, yeah.
Crits.
Elias is super stoked to see this. He's like secretly hoping that more of a fight breaks out. He's like, these people are like his heroes. Like he heard the story of Crowbar. Once his village realized that Crowbar had been tithed, like Crowbar was his hero, and so to be here with him and 2 other tithes and a giant robot, he's like over the moon. So any violence that happens, he's just like,
I'm in
yeah.
a comic right now.
Let me soak this up.
Here's something that I don't know if you guys have looked at Brackle's character sheet, but I have a strength of 6. So even if I hit Urzak, which I don't think I can,
For 0 damage.
yeah, I have 0 damage. So
You do damage to yourself.
Yeah.
Your knuckles break or something.
Well,
Also,
he just deals damage and exclusively tickles.
Hey.
Also, Urzak has heavy armor master, so I ignore the first 3 points of bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it was a good hit,
I can't
that's not
punch you,
tickle
but
damage.
I could whisper something to your ear and melt your brain. I'll punch your mind, man.
but
is Elias excited by like seeing somebody get punched?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's super jazzed about that.
I think feeding
Especially like walking into the room and that's the first thing he sees. He's like, we made the right choice. This is the
Oh my
right place
God.
for us to be. We have arrived at the stop. This is the destination.
So Crowbar
he has
could kind of
a-
look down at him and be like, "Yeah, right."
Yeah.
He has
Absolutely.
a new spear and everything.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah, so he has this new spear. Oh yeah, he doesn't know yet that you found a piece of his other spear too.
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I guess Urzak at this point, he's done giving his dad lecture. He's kneeling to a little bit. Actually, Elias is pretty tall.
Yeah, he's like
He's as tall as I
5.5
am.
feet, 6 feet. Yeah,
He's
he's Brackle sized.
He's leaning down a little bit and just says, I'm sorry you had to see that, but does that make sense to you?
Are you kidding? That was awesome.
Like I said, it felt I don't know. It feels good to get it out. But the rest of it, everything I said, did that make any sense to you?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have any reason to lie to you before, Mr. Urzak, so I won't now for sure. It was really cool, but please don't do that to me. Okay.
I didn't mean to threaten you. Like, I simply wanted it to be a learning experience for you.
I learned.
Crowbar does good by you though. So
I would say in a
Crowbar's
hushed.
awesome.
I would say in a hushed voice. Do you guys have any other business here? Because we need to talk somewhere safer than here.
well, we were looking for Arventus and Flynn. Have you seen either of them?
I came here an hour ago and I disappeared by myself, so I have not seen them here yet. But I would go ask Cerberus, but I'm not going to do that again. I don't need to talk to him for a little while, and I don't think he wants to talk to me.
Do you think Cerberus would know where Zethlo is?
I don't believe so. I
think
don't
I'll-
believe he would care where Zflo is, unfortunately.
Here's the question: would he care, not care, but know, or would he not know and not care?
Was Zflo a guest of Cerberus, or who's he a guest of?
Guest of the king.
Cerberus would
he
not.
would
He would not
be-
care. Oh, sorry. Go, Barlos.
No, I would defer to whatever you say here.
Cerberus might not even know who Zethlo is, to be fair. He followed the king, but I don't think they ran in the same friend groups. He was supposed to. We were supposed to meet up with him at Pazpran's, yes? Was that the last? Well, he was with Elias in the chambers.
Yes.
So the last you spoke to Flynn, you did not have any plans to meet up with him. He was the last you saw him, Brackle. You were leaving the bunker with the party to go get breakfast.
Okay.
And Flynn stayed at the bunker, but there was no plan to meet up with him specifically. You were all just going to do whatever you wanted to do, and then go back to the teleportation bunker, and go out to wherever you choose to go. But he wasn't specifically a part of any of those plans.
Okay. I think he just stayed behind, as far as I know. He didn't come with me.
Leading question: Do you trust Cerberus? I know he was privy to our conversation with Dez and Solia Luna. He seems to be on our side and aligned with our interests.
That's a question I'd love to answer somewhere else.
And a question I would love to be answered is if Cerberus knows where Zethlo is, and Teth will start walking towards wherever the chambers are.
Would Brackle
Teth,
stop
make
him?
a. Could Brackle stop him?
I mean, I'm not saying physically stop him. I sincerely
make
think that is a bad idea.
Make an investigation check
Oh, that's not good.
to see if you can retrace where you saw
Okay.
Brackle come from.
15 plus 0.
Yeah, you could pretty easily assume where Brackle was coming from. It's not like a winding, twisting, turning corridor. It's a pretty straight shot. Finding the
That is
exact door may be
unwise.
hard, but
What were
you could
saying?
find it eventually.
What were you saying, Andrew?
Beth, I think that is unwise. I think our best bet is the last. So the last information we know about Zethlo was the bunker, right? And you guys already investigated in there. No, what was the last
He
thing
was
we knew?
here. He was
Zethal
here
didn't
when
come to the
He
bunker.
was
No, or sorry, not the bunker. The tithing chambers.
the last time you saw Zethlo, he was leaving the tithing chambers to try and help quell the riot.
Oh shit.
And-
Okay.
And then everybody else left to go find Pazparan, and that's when you met Wraith and went to the cathedral and all that stuff. But you haven't seen him now. It's coming up on 2 days, you have not seen him.
Fuck. Hold on. Let me do this. Fuck. I'll send a message spell to Cerberus.
Okay.
Test will pause.
Uh, I'm very sorry to interrupt you so quickly after, but if I don't send you this message now, you will have a giant robot coming to your door and bothering you. Do you happen to know where the Zethlo is?
Oh, should have counted those words.
He is.
It was so over
Uh,
25.
No, that's sending. I'm using message.
Oh,
Message is unlimited. Yeah.
He was a friend of the king's, and he came with this giant robot. He was help quelling the riots, and I'll give him a description of what he looked like.
It'll be a couple minutes before he responds, but he does respond, and he'll just say, "Who?"
um, I'm guessing with whatever insight I have, it just means that he either doesn't care or doesn't know.
Roll an insight
Yeah,
check.
let me. I'll roll. Natural 20, but natural 20 plus 3.
He doesn't care.
Okay.
He doesn't care.
So for however many minutes, like the 2 minutes, I was just like
Yeah,
holding
it's
my
like-
finger up, just like.
Wait.
Wait. He says he has not seen him.
Insight check.
Chain of insight checks.
Not great. Not great.
I don't even know.
Only,
Yeah,
a
just tell.
15.
Yeah. I mean, either if I'm persuading you or deceiving you, it's. Yeah, you believe me. If he doesn't know who he is, then he hasn't seen him.
Teth, do you remember where you and Zethel were staying before the king's funeral? Perhaps we could check there. Maybe leave a note.
Good
Always
idea.
No. Let me see if I have any spell that can track. I don't think I do.
There was the it was the guest houses, right? DM. Pretty much.
Yes. So there would be, like a. It's also kind of where you would have been on the way to when you encountered Wraith. In that district.
I'll
I
give
could get
a
you back to the
description.
map real quick.
Yeah, I don't have anything that can help, unfortunately.
Yeah, it would be down to the southwest of the compound in the Champion housing.
Okay.
Can I retcon something I would have asked Don or Cerberus during the meeting?
Yeah.
It's not super important. I would have asked him if he's seen where Daunt has gone, or if he might know where he is.
He would say that he hasn't seen him and he doesn't care.
Okay, I figured, but thought it was worth asking.
If you don't mind, I wanted to stop by the housing we stayed at. I think that's a good idea. I'd like to try to reconnect with him if possible before we disappear for a long period of time.
Absolutely. I'd probably start reading the notes on the way there from whatever Daunt wrote.
Okay. What exactly are you looking for in the notes, or are you just?
I just want to know why.
So are you looking at you're looking at the letters?
Yeah.
Okay. So most of them are sealed. 2 of them are just like envelopes that you can close and open. They're still in envelopes addressed to specific scouts. You would recognize all of the names. But just opening it up, it's just essentially a more fleshed out version of what he told you. You could tell that at the point he wrote these, he was probably still under the influence of alcohol, but he was lucid enough to really convey how he felt in a concise manner. It's very apologetic. It, compared to how Aunt seemed to you in the past, it seems very weak. It seems like it's coming from a place of weakness, and he almost self-deprecation. He does not like that he is in this position and that he's putting other people in this position. But he feels like he has no choice. Without doing it word for word, that's essentially the gist that you get from these letters. And all of them are nearly identical. A few word transpositions here and there, but he's basically saying the same thing to everybody. You're muted.
That's it. That was saying over the unopened and opened letters, basically. He's probably like sending it out to people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, I guess if you opened any of the letters, they would say the similar thing, but you'd be able to kind of glean from the 2 letters that were openable. They're similar enough that.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So you were traveling through. You are exiting. You don't want to do anything else in the compound, correct?
Get me out of here.
All right. So you're traveling through the streets of Capital City, heading towards the Champion housing southwest of your location. Crowbar. I don't know that you have rolled percentile for me yet. Roll a percentile die, please.
Pretty good.
81.
Nice.
Yeah, that is pretty good. So you are walking through. Again, you all turn heads. The 3 of you are very famous in this city for being tithes, and one of you is a giant. So everybody is kind of they just kind of stop whatever they're doing when you walk past their homes or their storefronts or just them on this on the yeah, exactly. They're like,
What?
whoa. But really, nothing of importance happens, and you arrive at the house that was allocated for Teth and Zithlo.
Teth will repeat a very long string of knocks on the door, which is code for "It's me, the giant robot." I guess a secret handshake, but a door knock.
You do it
Uh,
in binary.
Yeah.
yeah. As you knock on the door, Teth, you realize that it was closed mostly, but the door was not latched. So upon knocking, it just freely opens.
Great.
Uh-oh.
They'll walk in and start looking around.
Teth, everything looks as It's very tidy. You know that Zithlo uh, keeps a pretty cluttered workshop, but his living space is very minimalist. He believes in putting most of his uh, fortune that he has amassed from being this big time client for a lot of rich people back into his work. So he doesn't have a lot of material possessions, and he certainly doesn't carry a lot of things with him when he travels this far from his home on the West Coast. Uh, so it is very clean. The two of you are not planning on staying for very long, so neither of you had a lot of stuff to begin with. Um, but as you walk in, his workbench, his work area, in whatever room that was in, um, actually seems to be cleaner than you feel it would be. That he would leave it. It's more organized than he would leave it.
Well, either he was here and somebody came after, or he did not come back.
Teth, or I guess whoever is over in that area, make an investigation check.
Take a peek. 30-20.
4.
Teth, you are more. You now are concerned, so you are not looking or thinking as clearly as the other three. You're kind of just looking around, trying to make sense of what's going on. Clearly, he is not here, and it looks like you left it, and that is confusing to you. That dichotomy is very weird, weird thing to swallow for you. Urzak, however, is still of clear mind, and he goes to search the desk. Everything is super orderly. It is incredibly clean and neat, like papers stacked exactly with all the sides matching up inside of drawers. And Urzak, you really don't find a single thing out of place. It does not look like the workbench of an artificer. Um, it seems far too good to be true.
Does it look
Very
like
it
room
looks
service came through?
staged. Yeah, like they just left. It's that clean. And as you are doing all of this, as you're going through all of the drawers, you get down to the very bottom, and underneath the desk, you find a tiny little note that says this.
The Discord.
Cassis.
Chasers said they're going to Cassis.
Yes. Cassis.
Cassis mean anything to us?
It is a city in Azura. And also very close to a location of one of the orbs.
Yep.
There is a Cassis the Ethereal Guardian, one of the members of the Presidium,
Mm.
in the handouts. Spelled that way.
Or Azure map?
Oh yeah.
That is also
Ethereal
true.
Guardian.
He is one of the original 6 deities in the Presidium, and that is who that city is named for.
I guess now would be as good of a time as any away from prying ears. I'll just do a perception check.
Where's Cassis? Is north of the Gulf of Talos.
Do a perception check, make sure nobody else is in the house or around us.
Okay. Do you want to just go straight perception or cast a spell to figure that out?
Good question. I don't think I have anything that can. Oh. Actually, yeah. For the version. Let me. So here's the question: do I use a high-level spell and waste a slot or not? I will. I think it's important.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast True Seeing on myself.
Mm. Okay.
So gives willing creature me the ability to see things as they actually are for the duration. The creature has true sight. Notices secret doors hidden by magic. You can see into the ethereal plane, all out of range, 120 feet. So, true sight. Check and read.
I was gonna suggest. I was like, I can cast detect magic, or you can cast 6th level true seeing. And see everything.
I see everything.
I can see your soul.
How do you trust true? Is it one word? Yeah. Come on.
True seeing is 2 words.
Oh, I was looking up true sight.
Oh, I think that is 1 word.
Oh my god.
You could go through the
Jesus Christ.
out to a specific range, see in normal and magical darkness, see invisible creatures and objects, automatically detect visual illusions and succeed on saving throws against them, perceive the original form of a shape changer or a creature that is transformed by magic. Furthermore, the monster can see into the ethereal plane within the same range. So you can do all that
All of those
for an hour.
things
That's a lot.
I can see now.
It's a lot of stuff.
So,
So
and I look around with my true eyes.
you don't
Look
see
with your
anything
special
in this
eyes.
immediate room. But I will say that this was a good spell to cast. So as you're walking through the room, make a what's your passive perception?
21.
Make a
And it's
perception check just to see if you get higher than that.
okay.
That'd be pretty good.
And yeah, when I cast it, you guys all just see like my yellow eyes just glow like fully golden.
Hell yeah.
That is perception 16. So I rolled a 5 plus 11.
So we'll go with your passive.
Okay.
You are walking through the house. It is a well furnished house. It's like move in ready. It's something that they had prepared for the two of them. 2 very large bedrooms, a large common area, a kitchen, kind of like a lounge area as well. So it's not super big, but all of the rooms themselves are pretty large. You're walking through all of these rooms, scanning the walls, doorways, things like that. And you get to one of the front rooms. And through the window, you notice that a few of the vendors across the street are definitely shape changers, and they are not who they say they are. 100%, you are sure.
Okay.
Continuing to look through the house, there are remnants of teleportation magic, as if a gate of some sort or a portal of some sort had recently been opened in the kitchen. And looking into the ethereal plane, you can see remnants of that as well. Also, behind the house, it kind of butts up to a really nice alley. It's like a clean. It doesn't seem dastardly in any way. Kind of butt up against other champion housing. There are several creatures out there who are not in their original form as well. So total, you can count at least 7 creatures magically altered in your direct vicinity.
Okay. Do I see anything special about any of my allies?
Yeah, Tess actually a goblin and like
Oh my god.
9 goblins stuffed
Yeah.
into a robot suit.
I would just like, look at Teth and be like, nice.
nice.
You do not.
Okay, cool.
No, you don't notice anything different about any of the people that you're standing with.
Okay.
But that doesn't
Let me
mean we're
see.
not special.
Correct. Magical darkness, invisible creatures and objects. Oh, okay. And there is a chest that is invisible in the common area.
Um, I think the first thing I would do would tell Urzak to go like look at something in the wall so that he would walk and run into the invisible chest and like stub his toe.
I was say, where is this chest situated? Is it like
Yeah,
out in the open?
where is it?
Like
Because
under
I
the
really,
desk?
well-
I just want to make him run into it somehow.
We'll say it's like next to a chair or something. We'll say a chair is up against a wall, and then right next to the chair, up against the wall, is the
Damn it.
chest.
Okay.
You tell him to go look at something in the corner,
Yeah.
and he goes to reach for it, and he has blind sight and says, Brackle, do you know there's a chest down here?
Yes. I was trying to make you run into it.
Oh, well, good job.
Okay. Well, now that the joking's done, we'll deal with the chest in a second. Are the people who have changed shapes or whatever, are they of a similar race? Are they all just different kind of people? And after looking at them, are they
it's
watching
pretty
us?
eclectic, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely some of them are watching you. Not all of them,
Okay.
but at least half. There, we'll say 2 or 3 humans,
Mhm.
maybe 1 elf, and then the other ones, one orc, maybe.
Mhm.
It's you get the idea that it's not just one faction from one place. It's more of a conglomerate. So we'll say out of the 8, we'll have 3 humans, an elf, an orc, and the other 3 are
Whatever.
hobgoblins.
Okay. And when you say that only half of them are looking at us, is it an entire group of one of them, or is it
From
a
all
couple
sides, from different
both?
sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I don't have anything to be super quiet, but I would say quietly as I can to the group, we may be being watched right now. I'm guessing it's the chasers. We need to get somewhere else before I tell you what I need to tell you.
How big is this chest?
It's smallish. It's like a foot by a foot and a half.
I like stuff it in my backpack.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you try and open it?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Let's. Fuck, dude.
What's my carrying capacity? Is it less than 140 pounds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because I want to just thwart anything that our DM's trying to do. So we were saying that we wanted to go back to the bunker after coming here, correct?
I think that's where it was headed. Yeah.
Okay. Gang, is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
I think so.
I will go to. I'll go into a room that maybe there's no windows, or we can block the windows a little bit,
Okay.
and I will cast teleport on us. Letting everybody know if they don't want me to do that or not, but
I will say first of all, um, everybody's been watching us this whole time. Where we catch people's eyes. Also, is it more conspicuous to come into this oddly set house and then disappear from sight, or to walk out the front door?
Can I insight the people looking at us? Do they seem like they're looking harder than they should be looking?
Mm. Let me look up what insight actually does. I want to say yes, but I want to have you roll for the right thing.
Insight check decides whether you can determine the true intentions of a creature, such as when searching out a lie or predicting someone's next move. Doing so involves
gleaning clues from body language, speech habits, and changes in mannerisms. Yeah, make an insight check on the shape changers that are watching your location.
I guess I could go out and talk to them, and I might be able to deduce something better.
It's up to you guys.
We can go up and beat him up for information.
And so
Eric's not with you. That's not going to work.
three of them are in an alley.
Yeah, it's like an alleyway behind the house.
Interesting.
I do have
Go
an
ahead.
idea though. Does the note appear to be Ziethlow's writing?
Yes.
Okay, without a doubt. All right.
Well, let's you know what? Let's just walk out. If they continue to follow us, I have my sight up for another hour. If we need to, we'll duck in somewhere and then teleport. Let's so we're in the Champion Housing District. Let's act like we're heading back to the Caster compound. And if they follow us, we'll dip into Selma's Tavern and disappear.
All right.
Just to throw it out there, is there any benefit to having interaction with them?
Let's see if they follow us.
Good
Then we
point.
can make that judgment.
So you exit the house from the front door, I'm assuming.
No, we only use the
And-
back door.
Yeah, you exit the house and you start to head towards Selma's. So you can head straight north, kind of down this main road right here, towards the retail district. Brackle, make a stealth check to see how well you hide looking backwards.
Okay. Come on, baby. Ooh, not great. 11. Right in the middle.
So 3 of them are definitely following you, and one of them meets your eyes as you look back to see them.
I'll calmly look forward after meeting their eyes. So we're definitely being followed. I'm guessing it was the group in the alley.
Yes.
Okay. We're definitely being followed. Let's stop into the tavern. Get a drink and decide what we want to do.
Sounds good to me.
Is there any indication that they might be working for Cerberus or the casters that I could perceive? Okay.
Not by what they're wearing.
Cool.
They seem to be wearing street clothes. Yeah. So you walk into the tavern, and You're greeted right away by the waiter, the cook that you had initially gotten fired and then got rehired. And he's overjoyed to see you. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, twice in one day! This my new favorite customers. Welcome back. What can we do for you?"
I think we'll just have a couple drinks. No,
This is
no
like 5 hours
feast.
later too. This is like same day.
Yeah, yeah,
Urzak's still
yeah.
full.
We're squarely into the late afternoon at this point. Yeah.
We're a little tired from
He'll-
shopping, and we're having a drink.
yeah. And he will kind of wave you over to the bar, and he'll say, "Please, please come in. We're in the lull after lunch, so we're just kind of cleaning up, getting ready for the afternoon and the evening. What would you guys like?"
Guys, I've never had alcohol before. I don't think it does anything.
It's a solvent, so it may be bad for you.
Good point.
Maybe when we find Zito, you can ask him about it.
Yeah. Like a 6-year-old.
What's beer?
So it's us. It's us three plus Elias, right?
If this happened 5 hours ago, is Elias still drunk or hungover?
No. No, you and Elias rested a little bit in the in the bunker, and you kind of helped him get over it. Maybe gave him some of your tips.
Give the boy some milk and a sweet roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Did the group follow us in?
Not yet. They have not followed you in yet.
I'll
Yeah.
just take a water, please. Thank you.
He will nod and kind of get waters for. He'll go and get waters for everybody. I'll say, if you want anything else, just holler. My name is Pete.
Eat, I'll take your strongest liquor.
Coming right up. And he'll give you like a thumbs up, and he'll run back into the back. Why he keeps all the liquors in the back, I don't know. It's a tavern. He should have them right behind the bar. But
He's getting the good stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff.
he's getting the real good stuff.
Stuff
That's
they've
true.
used to clean.
Mm-hmm.
Brackle, what's our play here?
Well, I'll open it up to the group. I feel like we could go a few ways. We either teleport and disappear. We just walk there and see if they continue following us. We confront them and see how they act. We take them out. I don't know. If they're the chasers, it'd be valuable to have our location more concealed, I suppose.
I can't tell you why, but I'm itching for a fight today.
Yeah, I know. Above game, me too. And I'm like, man, a combat encounter would take the rest of the session.
I'm like, I like, if Pete comes back with alcohol, I use it and I dab it to like clean the blood from like my, bloody nose from Urzak's punch. I'm like, I think I could hit somebody.
See, the nice thing about Crowbar is I am itching for a fight, and I know exactly why.
It's been
Yeah.
17 hours and 23 minutes and 80 seconds since my last combat encounter.
That's why he had to fight for the eating contest so bad, is because he just wanted a fight of some kind.
Right. Can't help it.
All right, so I'm trying to think of a way to get these guys in here so that we destroy more of this tavern and have to pay for more things. Oh shit.
Urzak's he's just gonna kind of like nod a little bit. He's like, Crowbar, come here. and he's just gonna walk out the front door.
All right.
While you guys walk out, I'll be like, Teth, can you give me a hand and start like moving tables to the side?
we're gonna get
Just like
actually
pushes like
banned from this
4
place.
tables together. Just like sweeps it with
Uh,
his arms.
Pete will come back out from the back, and he's all smile still, and he's like,
I'll drop
what,
platinum on the bar and say, Pete, go back in the kitchen.
what's what what's
Just
going on,
just take a break. That bottle, it's for you. Go take a break. It'll be fine.
guys? What's
Pete.
going on?
I'm telling you, Pete. It's not gonna be good.
Yeah, I already feel like it's not good. I don't feel good. I don't feel
There's-
good about this.
Pete will take care of you. It's gonna be
There's
fine.
a conversation that we would like to have with some people that are outside. We just want to make sure that nothing bad happens.
Why would anything bad happen? Why is that even on the table?
He said nothing.
Why does something
He said nothing bad will happen.
Why does something bad have to happen in here? It's 3 feet away from outside. He could just go outside and have something bad happen out there.
So, Pete, we got you. You're good.
Full on panic attack. He's mentally breaking down.
He's the cook, you said, right?
Yeah. Like
Pete,
the
Pete,
only
you know
employee
us.
all day.
Pete, you know us. It's gonna be all fine in the end. It's gonna be all good.
I mean, I guess I know you. I met you this morning.
And this morning, before you came into work, Pete, you did not feel appreciated. You were in a job that you were passionate about, and we're just getting driven down and ground down. How do you feel about cooking now, Pete?
I feel okay. I feel okay.
That's good enough. But just take the bottle
okay.
and have a good time. We'll be fine. I'll talk to whatever the owner's name was. I'll talk to him later.
Horace.
Yeah, I'll talk to Horace. It's fine. There's nobody's in here. It's fine. This is a platinum.
Okay.
This is more than you guys make in like 2 weeks. It's fine.
That's true. All right. Well, I'll just be in the back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do something loud, maybe. I don't know. Just in case.
Okay. Pete is alarmed. Pete is alarmed.
Alarmed as in he's gonna go like get the guards or something?
No, he just doesn't
good.
know what doesn't know what to expect. He's very concerned.
Okay.
So Urzak's gonna step at the front door.
Good enough.
Hopefully Crowbar's following him. And just look around for these people that are following us.
So you can see, I'm sure Brackle pointed them out. You can very plainly see 2 of them over to your left, maybe 50 feet away, and one of them straight across the courtyard.
It's gonna stand there and just stare them down for a while.
Yeah.
Just direct eye contact until something happens.
Okay. The one across the courtyard is he's like breaking his neck trying not to look at you. It is very difficult for him to avert his gaze, very obviously. The other 2 are now just unashamedly looking in your direction and kind of looking at each other and talking back and forth. They are definitely looking at you.
Just turn to them after a while and say, "There's something you've got to say. Perhaps it'd be better said face to face. So quit pretending and get your scrawny little behinds over here."
They'll kind of like look at each other and look back at you, and they'll be like, Like me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you too. Come, and your other friend over there. Come along now.
Yeah. So the two of them will definitely start walking over to you. Slowly at first, and then they kind of gain confidence as they're walking, and they just kind of like puff out their chest, walk up to you and Crowbar, and they're like, "You wanted to talk to us?"
Yeah, let's come inside. Let's get you a drink. You're gonna need
Oh
it after
no,
this.
we're in recovery.
Oh, good, because I've only ordered I've only ordered waters for us.
Oh, uh, cool. Hmm.
Hey, Brackle, you said they're shape changers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Carry on.
The three out there are
Yeah.
insert the three races.
Yeah, I could go for a drink. That sounds good. Cool.
Crowbar will kind of tap the one on the back, like bringing him in,
Come on.
like getting
on.
all buddy with them real quick.
Yeah.
Once we follow them back inside, we're gonna just close the door and lock it. If there's like a bar or something to put on.
I'll stand at the door like a bouncer.
Did you get the third person, or are they still out there?
The third person is still outside.
Oh, I would, yeah, kind of motion for him. Come along. Don't be shy.
He will also come in. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll close the door and flip the open sign to closed and lock the door.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh, come in. Take a seat. We've already got your water at the bar here for you.
Turn all the
They
lights
will-
off and have just one spotlight on the chair.
It becomes a
Uh,
musical number really quickly.
What do you think?
They
you're doing?
will. Yeah.
See, everybody just lines up and they're like,
like, they will very reluctantly follow you to the bar. They are visibly uncomfortable. They clearly do not want to be inside with you. But they are there, and they will take the waters that you give them, and they're just sitting there.
I must say, forgive me, I haven't introduced myself, although I suppose my reputation might precede me. My name is Urzak, the Eternal Blade. These are my compatriots, Teth, Brackelbath, Caster Scout, Elite, and Sis Crowbar, and his apprentice, Champion of the Bear. Perhaps you've heard of us.
Nope.
I'm gonna cast Zone of Truth.
No.
What happened?
They're 100% lying. Yeah, 100% lying. They know who all four of you are.
Yeah. So they can no longer speak a lie,
Okay.
unless they do have a roll they can make.
What's the check?
It is
The
a
wisdom.
Charisma 18 save.
Charisma. None of them are gonna make that. One of them did. One of them
Nice.
passed with a 20, a dirty 20. The other one rolled an 11. The other one rolled a 4. So
Tef will point at the one that saved and say he can make lies.
that guy immediately is gonna, like, his face will turn super red. And Urzak, I'm assuming you are the closest to them. You will notice physical sweat.
Great. I'm sorry, we've given our names. Might you introduce yourselves?
Uh, they it's like their veins are like popping out of their necks because they're trying so hard not to tell you guys anything.
Yeah, they can.
And
I mean,
the one
they don't have to respond, like, but if they speak, they have to say the truth, right? So
right, the guy that can tell lies, he's like he'll say, "Oh, and we're just traveling through. We don't, we're not that important. You should really be going."
yeah, you're traveling through and following us. That's normal.
All right, you said that's the liar. Great. You needn't speak anymore. Thank you. You other two.
Uh, and the one of these guys is the guy that was standing across the thing that really didn't even know what was going on until Crowbar waved him over. And he'll go, yeah, we were watching you.
Yeah.
We were watching you. I'm so sorry. He will begin to openly weep.
Well, we know we know he's sorry.
Yeah, he's not lying.
I think the only thing Brackle would say, probably this whole time, can you have the one who saved make a wisdom saving throw of 18?
Hey, this one saved.
Ooh,
Guess what? I
so
want to
bad.
email it.
5. It's a 5.
So I'm just casting vicious mockery, which is a cantrip, but
Okay.
I basically say, you don't want to hear me talk again. Trust me. And you guys will just, I think I explained it a long time ago. Just when I do vicious mockery, you'll just kind of see like a shimmer as far as like, when you see heat in the air and like the waves in the air, you'll just see it kind of like flow from my mouth and into his ears. And he takes 3d4.
I'm gonna kill this poor man.
I'm not trying to kill him. 3d4, 7 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And he's just, in an insane pain.
We love that.
So just answer these guys' questions and I won't have to ask you anything.
All right. And he's like holding his head, trying to like not show you guys that it hurts so badly. Yeah. Okay. My name is Bartholomew, and this guy's name is Terry.
Is this the
He like
liar?
is really holding his head. No, he's telling the truth.
Okay.
This is the truth guy. Or no, this is the liar, right?
I
This-
made the
Cast vicious
liar.
mockery on.
I did it to the liar just to cause him pain so that the people who are telling the truth would answer the questions. Was my goal.
He is telling the truth now though, because he is in pain. So yeah, Bartholomew, Terry, and he's like in such intense pain now that he can't even really say anything. And the third guy's like, "My name's Ned. My name's Ned. Please don't do whatever you did to him to me.
All right.
Please,
So,
God."
first of all, thank you for making your introductions. You You may drop your disguises now.
And as you say that, all three of them immediately change out of their magic, and they are one of them is a human, an elf, and a half orc, we'll say.
Right, thank you. And lastly, I would like to ask why you thought it would be a good idea to follow us.
They paid us. They said that a big guy would probably come looking for his friend. We never saw the friend, I promise. And they just told us to wait by the house until you guys came because they thought that you would.
And who paid you?
I don't know, some guy.
Right, well, you have the power to make yourselves look like anything. Why don't you make yourself look like him for us?
Fucking great idea.
Yeah.
Like who?
Like the man who paid you?
Ooh, good. Good one. Uh they can't tell a lie, but they can still refuse to do things. So he's going to outright refuse to do that for you.
Which one's is this Ned or is this
Ned, yeah. Fucking
Let's-
Ned, dude.
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder. And say, remember, Ned. I'll look over at Bartholomew, saying, "You don't want to hear my friends speak again."
Can
And Bartholomew will be like, "You don't, don't."
can I do something with Urzak as like an intimidation to like get him to talk?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking of like, oh hey, let's coax this and influence this guy to talk, and Urzak was already like, hey, you don't want to do this. Tell us what you want. Um, and just because it's the same bar that we destroyed earlier,
So excited for whatever you're about to say.
Teth is, and of course, this is about Ziflo, right? So he's a little bit of a personal interest. And we're sitting at the bar area, kind of correct?
Yeah.
So Teth is going to just grab his big fucking fist and then just slam it into the bar in front of the guy where he's sitting, where his glass is at, and just shatter his glass. Right as Herzog's like, listen, you need to talk.
Oh yeah. He is trembling in fear now. And the first guy, Terry, who initially was talking to Urzak, he is now kind of like gaining his balls because he hasn't really been affected by that much yet. And he's like, "Listen, man, you can't treat us like this. This is a public place, and you forced us to come in here."
Let me ask you, Terry. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you were to call the guards, who would come?
Casters?
Right. And when I introduced ourselves to you, what was the title I gave to that gentleman standing over there?
I don't know. I wasn't really listening. You guys are being real dicks right now.
Brackle, would
Ned
would
and
you
Bartholomew just do not like that he said that. They're like, wait, no.
Brackle, would you like to introduce yourself to this gentleman?
Gladly. I'll just give him my title, but again, wisdom saving throw of 18.
My title and some brain pain.
Yep.
I like to imagine that's your actual like your vocal component is like your full introduction.
Yeah.
So as you give the full title, Brackle,
Mhm.
Ned is going to attempt to get up and start running. And as he does, he's going to trip on the bar stool and he is going to accidentally punch Crowbar.
Uh-oh. That's not a good idea.
And he hits. He rolled a 21.
Well,
So he's going to punch Crowbar for 3 bludgeoning damage.
Well, that was a mistake.
And he'll get up and like his whole body goes pale. He's like
I think Brack will just like sit down and be like, "All right, I'll see where this goes."
Crowbar, what is your reaction to that?
This is the liar that hit me.
One of the people that cannot lie.
I will just rip him off the stool and pin him to the ground, like by his chest or by his neck area, and just kind of
Okay.
do a little bit of a growl to intimidate. But
He
just
he
pin
will
him.
audibly scream. Like he'll give you like a little shriek. Just like ah!
Then I'll
As
just
he goes
I won't
down.
then I won't say anything. I'll just look at him dead in the eyes and just and nothing else.
He begins to piss himself.
That's expected.
I think I was talking to Terry was the one who trying to intimidate because he is under the truth, his own truth. Just turn back to Terry again. Say, I appreciate your loyalty to whoever put some coin in your pockets. I assume you have a family you're perhaps trying to feed with that money. But what I don't understand is your loyalty to some person you apparently don't even know. So I'm going to ask you again. Would you kindly show us with your ability to alter yourself how the gentleman who paid you to follow us looked?
Yes, he will he will oblige. And he sees Ned on the ground. He kind of looks back at Bartholomew and he looks around at all of you. He assesses his situation. And he very slowly, you can see like it almost like his body starts to ripple and his face starts to reform. And he's a relatively tall guy. We'll say 6'1", 6'2", tall for a human. And he starts shortening, slimming down, and this is you see this massive sword appear on his back, and this is what he looks like.
Like a
That's
fucking nerd.
That's a dad right there. That's a dad in midlife crisis that just bought that $50,000 sword.
Yeah.
Honey, I made a purchase today.
I maxed out the PayPal card. Sorry.
Oh god.
All right. Well, I guess the obvious question is: does this look like anybody to us, like our characters.
I don't think any of you would recognize this character. No.
That's Terry.
I gotta hop off
No.
for the night, fellas. I'll leave it going.
Terry. All right, guy.
Yeah, good
Okay.
night.
Have a good night, man.
See ya.
Ned, the one.
Later.
Ned is the one that ran, or tried to
That
run,
is the one that tried to run. Yes.
and Bartholomew's the one that changed.
Yes. Or,
Uh,
sorry, Terry. Terry is the one that changed. That's why
Terry.
that looks like. That's why that's Terry.
Oh,
Bartholomew is the
I
one that
closed the
Teth
thing.
intimidated by hitting the
Okay.
counter.
Okay. Terry.
Oh, Terry.
Right. Terry, I don't suppose this sheepish little fellow told you anything else worth noting?
So I know not disguise self, but as a shapeshifter,
Mhm.
you adopt all of their features, right? You adopt their voice and everything too.
If you were like a doppelganger, that's a good question.
So I don't know exactly how that works.
I would say maybe not the voice, but if it was like a changeling or
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I suppose it depends on how.
How he's changing.
Doppelgangers, yes, for sure. Changelings, I don't. Changeling. Oh, can't read it anymore. Never mind.
What is the? I looked at the wrong thing. I looked at the monster. I should have looked at the race.
There it is. Shape changer. As an action, you can change your appearance and your voice. You determine for a shape changer at least.
Yeah. So he would be. So yeah, his voice changes as well. So what? What was the question one more time? I'm sorry.
It basically asks like if the like what else did he say anything of worth? Like
Tell me everything he said to you.
Well, he said that we should watch the house, and if you guys entered, we watch it. If you exit, we watch it. We watch you. We follow you. That was the whole job.
and he was going to reach back out to you at some point to discover your findings.
We are scheduled to report back to him in, and he'll kind of like look over at Bartholomew. Bartholomew will hold up a 5 in 5 days.
how much should I pay you?
They paid us 300 gold a piece.
That's a pretty penny. You understand how important we are now.
Yes, and also very scary.
So what are you going to tell him? In 5
I'm
days.
going to tell them that we saw you and you threatened us, and that we that Ned pissed his pants.
Look at Urzak and Teth and Crowbar and be like, man, that does not seem like the answer that we wanted to hear.
But to be honest, Terry, I think if you tell this person that they might kill you, and then take their 900 gold back.
They might. That sounds like him. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh.
Perhaps we spend a minute here and think of something else to tell them.
What do you suggest?
I don't think you ever saw us, to be honest.
Are there others with you that were following outside of you three?
Nope. They went inside the house.
Did they see us, though?
Yes. We all saw
Ooh.
you.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem,
That's-
Terry.
It's a real
To be
big
100%
problem,
honest
sir.
with you.
Ooh.
Do you have a way to reach out to them? Are they friends of yours?
None of us are friends. But I could get a hold of them. We have a place that we meet up.
Hold on.
Terry, how old are you?
Damn it.
I'm 22 years old.
So you have a lot of life left to live.
Yes, my father lived till he was 42 years old, so at least 20 more years.
That's a long time.
It is. That's what he says anyway.
Long time.
Said he's dead. He died at 42.
Do you know how old I am, Terry?
Damn it.
More than that.
Yes, you're correct. Do you know how many people I've killed, Terry?
Also more than 42?
Yeah. Yeah, that's correct.
Ooh. Okay.
I don't like being followed, Terry. I'll be completely honest with you. And I don't like people talking about seeing us and
Oh
following
my
us.
god.
Terry will also start to piss his pants.
Who hasn't pissed their pants yet?
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew.
Thaumaturgy. Or prestidigitation. I soil his pants.
Bartholomew dry pants over here.
I thought you were gonna clean them up.
Nope.
No.
They all got
Make
they all
'em
got pee
worse.
pants now.
You put us in a very, very strange position, Terry and crew.
And he's going to start to shift back to his original form. It'll just take a couple seconds.
So
Very-
best case scenario.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Best case scenario. What happens here? You three.
We never saw you. And we tell him that.
What about the other group that also saw us? That you were with?
We
Yeah, you see what I'm getting at? It's kind of complicated now.
I don't want to tell them. I don't want to tell them.
All right, Terry. I think what happens is gonna go back to your friends, your acquaintances. You're gonna tell
Yeah.
them we lost track of them,
Uh-huh.
and then when you go to a meeting in 5 days, you're gonna tell this unnamed small person with an oversized sword
Uh-huh.
That-
5 days.
that you lost track of us.
Yeah. Okay. We lost track of you. He's gonna kill us. Oh, I'm so sad.
And if you don't die, you're going to leave us a note at this bar for Pete to give to the Demolishers. He'll know who that is. Everything that you remember about this man or his organization.
Okay.
Are you sure that he's going to kill you?
Probably.
Let me
Whoa.
offer another suggestion. You have 300 gold, right?
Yeah.
Disappear.
Sounds like a good time to start a new life. Move to a new city. See the world.
We could do that.
You got 300 gold in your pocket.
20 years left to live, theoretically, right?
He'll look over at Bartholomew and look down at Ned, who's still being pinned by Crowbar. He'll say, if we disappeared, we wouldn't be able to leave you guys a note.
That's
That's fine.
Oh, you're like, yeah,
Okay.
great. Whatever.
However, in lieu of the note, where were you supposed to meet him in 5 days?
You're supposed to meet in a secret base that he has somewhere in the middle of the wilds. I don't know exactly how to get there. Usually people put bags over our heads and just ship us out there. But it's it looks like a tiny castle, like if you made a castle out of sand. And it's
Sandcastle?
only, yeah, like one of those. But it's like 20 feet tall.
How
So
long does
not
it take to
like a,
get there?
I don't know, several days.
Oh shit!
You would all know that the wilds are in the very middle of the continent, so it'd be
Oh damn!
even by like horse and carriage or horse ride, it'd be at least 5 to 8 days, depending on if you're riding quickly and straight there. If you make stops along the way, it would be close to 2 weeks to get there
Okay,
on
then
foot or by horse.
where were you supposed to meet people to take you there?
On the eastern border of the city,
Any specific location?
just outside of the place where the poor people live.
And did these people have any specific outfits?
They said they were going to meet us and they would have horses lined up, and the skirts on the horses would be green and black.
Great.
Does green and black mean anything to us?
I don't think so.
Green and black? Let's see. Melora is green and purple. Green and black.
All right, Terry. I like the idea of you three starting a new leaf and starting a new life.
From underneath Crowbar's arm, Ned is going to be like, I do too. Please let us go.
I would like to finish our deliberation by ensuring you that tomorrow we're going to spend some time looking for some people, and you've just added yourself to that list. And so is Ned, and so is Bartholomew. And if you are within the city limits tomorrow by daybreak, we will know, and we will come find you.
Okay. All right.
And we're gonna bring the guy who likes to beat people with his crossbow for fun.
Bartholomew will start pissing his pants as you say that.
Three strikes.
Crossbows? No.
Three strikes and you're out.
Well, gang, I think this is a very fruitful conversation. Does anybody else have anything else they'd like to add to our three compatriots here?
Good luck.
Crowbar will, before letting Ned go, he'll just like lower his face all the way down until his nose is like touching his nose, just staring right into his eyes, and just like breathe hot breath on his face, and then push off of him and let him go. And he'll like scoot a couple feet back on the floor when he pushes him off.
Imagine Elias is just like, "Aw, man."
Fuck! I wanted some action.
You know, I'm glad we could we resolved this peacefully.
Killing has
Uh,
become such a chore.
They all agree. They're glad that this was peaceful too.
Tep will start moving tables back.
Leave here. Leave here calmly.
Yeah, they will.
I'll clean their pants up too, I guess.
Okay.
Poor guy. Reputation.
Terry, Ned, and Bartholomew will single file, not saying anything, just walk out the door in the same order that they're in at the bar. Just like defeated, just emasculated in the most painful way. Just like heads hung in front of them.
You
And
think
they
you're a tough
exit.
guy.
Yeah.
Pete, you're good now.
Yeah, Pete will come out and he will be very happy to see that everything is back in order and the
Pete-
tables are starting to be moved back.
Pete, don't look at the bar.
Oh.
I'll put a gold piece down and say,
Yeah.
sorry about the glass."
And he'll say, "Oh, honestly, when you were saying that before, I thought you were going to kill someone. So this is great. We have thousands of these."
Come
on,
We've
Pete.
been in business a long time, and we buy at least 50 of these a year. So you know,
Pete, we wouldn't kill anybody. Come on.
Everybody's under zone of truth too. Would like to think.
I guess Pete wasn't within the zone though. I guess that does apply. What is it? Charisma? He fails for sure. He fails for sure. But still stands though. You could go in the back right now and see hundreds of glasses.
Literally 1 million.
Not all of them are clean, but there are glasses back there.
Well,
So you now have above game. You have something to investigate that's very near 3 of the orbs.
Just depends on which one.
Yep.
It's what the wilds and
Right.
Cassis is the other one, and what was the third one?
yeah. Cass, the wild. Oh, and the.
So Zethlo is here.
Yep.
Urzak wants to investigate Shaw down here. And roughly their hideout that they were talking about is up here.
Yep. Shaw was the other
So the
one.
3 closest ones, none of them are super close, but
I would say we go for Zethlo, I guess. You know, He's important to you.
Also, I won't tell you the correct lineup of deities with orbs, but you are not correct with these.
Oh, I think was that Brad? He was
I think
guessing.
so. Whoever guessed that it is not correct. Cassis is correct. That's pretty obvious. But the other ones are not correct.
As companion.
I'm trying to think. The only other one that I really thought was that Vesh. Vesh would be red.
I would guess Vesh would be red. Let's see.
I guess Melora would be
I would guess
green.
Cassis, I would
Don't
imagine would be blue
don't
or purple.
Yeah, I'm looking with the colors
I will
actually.
say I will see that they do not go based on the colors.
Okay.
I would not go by that. You don't really have much to go off of right now, honestly. Until you learn their names, there's not much to go off of.
I thought Vesh was down there for some other reason. I don't remember what it was.
I don't know why, but it is not correct.
Well, then it's gonna be Melora.
Yeah, I would guess Melora for the forest, but I'm pretty sure I know where one of them is for sure. Melora. Man, yeah, that's hard. Let's see. Archer. Art and industry.
I guess a thing, a clue that I would give you is that the orbs for the deities are placed where the deities thought they would be needed the most. So Talos naturally gravitated towards the capital because he wanted to be in control of the people that were in control. So his orb ended up being shifted around a lot, but it was ultimately stolen and cultivated for weapons by the people in charge, which is why it ended up in the capital.
Oh,
The city of Cassis is seen as why it's named after Cassis the god. Is it's seen as a place of great serenity. So it's where a lot of people will go when they think they're close to death, because they think that it's a place that will get them closer to Cassis and make their journey from the material world to the afterworld much easier. They even have like yearly floats up that river, like almost like a river Styx type of thing, but before you die. So that's why Cassis's orb is there in the city that's named after him. But the other four, you'll have to figure out where you think, if you want to try and go for a specific deity, it is where the deity, where people would think the deity's overreach or power is most needed in that area.
I would guess Vesh would be up in the mountains. Melora, probably the wilds. Or not the wilds, the forest.
is this a
I don't know.
infamous
Maybe not.
a proper place to talk in quiet? Because we were initially like Brackle was like, "We need to go somewhere."
Oh yeah, I
Oh.
guess it would be. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're gone
wait,
now. They're running away from you.
yeah. I'm sure Pete's fine.
He's
Um,
alright.
I'll retell this to Eric and Vern when they meet up, but I'll sit down with the crew here and put down the pamphlet on the table. This was handed to me by soon to be ruler Cerberus. And he has asked me to track down these people, eliminate them, or capture them and bring them to the capital. He said they do not belong here, and he wants to get rid of them.
Rid of them as killed or disappear?
Uh, killed or shifted back to their own plane.
Give a timeline or just, hey, do this?
He did not give me a timeline, but I'm on thin ice with him, so I imagine he'll come calling, and I don't know what a reasonable timetable would be. I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, a month. I don't know, but probably sooner than later.
Can't help but notice that Dez's name is missing from this list, and Cerberus was made very well aware of Dez's presence.
I also find that odd. And as far as I know, he has no idea that I was in the room when you talked to them.
When's the last time we saw or talked to Dez?
Same time that you would have seen Flynn at the bunker before you left for breakfast. You stayed back with Flynn, Solia, and Luna.
That reminds me, next time we see Dez, I want to show him the picture I drew at the bunker, which I forgot to bring up like 3 sessions ago. But after I was like, I'm gonna tell you what it is. And it's gonna make sense, and I forgot. I drew a picture of Gael.
Oh. Yeah. Des would know. Des would know about that. Obviously.
Oh, he didn't say hi. What a dick.
He knew that I sleep outside in trees. Why didn't he come out and say something to
What
me?
an asshole.
I think it'd be an interesting question to ask Des why his name's not on that list.
Well, I mean, Dez had
Yep.
admitted he'd been here, correct? Like for a long time.
But if he wants all the rest of them gone, why not him?
Maybe the same force that's, I don't know. I want to believe that Arventus ran away from this all, but can't help but have a bad feeling.
Mm.
I don't know. I've had a bad feeling before coming back to this place. Hard to call me crazy and paranoid when we actually have people following us now, so
True.
I wonder if it's
Now,
the same people that are chasing the list we have.
wait, if if we're not chasing these people, doesn't that make us the chasers now?
a form.
I was ordered to chase these people now. So
Do you think you were the first?
I don't think that by a very long shot.
Although I will say, if Cerberus was to be the head of the chasers, I don't think he would deal in the manner that fits the people who've been following us. I don't think Cerberus would hire a bunch of thugs to shape change and track us.
I do agree with you on that. He might want them for another reason. I just can't figure it out yet. I wasn't in the position to ask too many questions at the time.
There's a possibility that this other group that was just following us has another interest in us specifically, correct?
Well, they know we've made contact with Wraith. And probably, well, I guess they don't know for sure about Solia and Dez and Luna, but so they know we've come in contact with some people from the other world, the other planes.
Just seems a bit odd that Zetha would even know about the chasers if the chasers weren't the people watching that location.
Yeah.
And yeah, and he didn't know about the chasers beforehand, right? Or did he?
Zetha knows
He
a
did
lot of
not.
things, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was not there with you when Wraith said that.
Hmm. Interesting.
He's intelligent.
That makes, yeah. How would he know the name of an organization? Be able to write a note about it if he was kidnapped.
Well,
Or
chasers is a pretty broad term. Perhaps he just means his personal chasers.
Interesting.
One thing before you know, we conclude our business here. Uh, what the fuck is in this chest that I'm carrying around?
the bomb.
I was surprised the trap didn't go off as soon as I touched it.
Yeah.
No traps. No traps.
Not yet. Right.
That's true.
He
That's
can
true.
go back
Not
to the
yet.
kitchen.
You open you open it up and cuts
Our
to
mantis is
black.
there.
I have to use
Hey,
the
can I
use the
pull up the
restroom.
chest and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to go to
check
the bathroom, but
inside?
yeah, open the chest up. I'll just watch it on the or Donovan can just tell me.
Yeah. So you pull out the chest. It is relatively light. It seems to be lighter than you would think it is. It looks like a standard wooden chest with like iron corners and things like that. You are you gonna go and try and open the chest?
Yeah, I'll go to a table away from a crowd of people and set it down, try to open it.
So you first of all, it is locked. But it doesn't seem to be like an arcane lock or magical in any way. So you can kind of fiddle with it a little bit if you want, or if you want to make a. You can have Brackle try and pick it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
It's
He's
either
got
that
the-
or
okay.
like Tef can hold the chest while Urzak rips the lid open.
Yeah, you could certainly try. Go ahead and both of you make strength checks.
I'll just have Brackle lockpick it.
Yeah, I was gonna say lockpick's the best way to go, but
If that doesn't
Let me
work,
go
then
to
we'll
his-
rip
if
it
that
apart.
fails, yep.
Let me go to his.
Oh
character
man,
sheet
there's a
real quick.
Fabergé egg in there. Now it's destroyed.
And +5. Yeah, he's gonna open that. That was a 23 that he rolled. That's good. So yeah, he picks it with relative ease. And inside is a second box. It's kind of a lock box that is all metal, with one a note, like a note, kind of just like shoved in there, almost like it was thrown in at the last minute and closed really quickly. And the note just says "knock."
There's fucking Ali sitting in Andrew's chair.
I cast Nox.
Uh, so the chest has the box and the
Yes.
note in there. That
Yeah, inside of the
Okay.
chest is a box. On top of the box is the note. Teth, you would immediately recognize this as Zithlo's handwriting.
Can I do the fancy Zetho knock on the box, which is
You
coded
can.
to its Teth in binary?
As you complete that secret knock, the lock on the box relieves and the top springs open. And inside of the lockbox are 8 battery cells.
Oh fuck.
So there are a few things in here if you guys want to write these down. So there are 8 battery cells, which I guess doesn't mean anything for you, Urzak, but Teth can definitely use those. And he has gone through and labeled everything. Potion of growth. And 2 small rods. They're kind of like there's little cylinders, maybe 6 inches long, the same diameter, the same circumference as like a quarter. They just look like little rods of metal, and those are both labeled as tridents.
Tridents. Does that does trident mean anything to Teth? Teth, like at all? Something Zetho's working on or
No,
something?
not that he has told you about. No, they're both labeled with the word trident.
Well, I know what these do. Picks up the battery. I don't think anybody else can probably use these. I won't tell Vern about this because he'll probably try and steal it.
Make both of you make an investigation check. Either both of you independently or one of you with advantage, since you're both kind of looking through the box.
Well, I have a +0. What about you, Billy?
roll with advantage. Didn't matter. The 9.
So it with a 9, there really isn't much space inside the box. Obviously, it's small and inside of the chest. There is a small corner of another piece of paper. It looked like Zethlo, as he was putting this stuff in, it could have been the last thing that he tried to get into the box before rushing to close everything up, and it got caught in the box, and he pulled the rest out of it. So with a 9, you only get a tiny little corner of what he was trying to give you. But it does look like the top left corner of a blueprint of a building. And it shows in this corner something that's labeled cellar. And in the very far corner, you see something that's labeled pedestal. But that's all you know. You have just the corner of a cellar and a pedestal in the corner of it.
Interesting.
And that's a good place to stop for tonight. There's a lot of information that that came out. No fighting. I thought for sure that you guys were going to beat the shit out of those guys. I gave you like 9 opportunities.
I didn't even realize, and then I realized, like, almost at the very end, I went back to the Roll20 screen, and there was a bunch of red bubbles, and I was like, "Oh, we're potentially probably gonna fight these guys."
Yeah. I had it ready just in case. I'm happy with the way that it went down, though. I always enjoy party-wide roleplay over combat, so that was great.
It's
I was
it's
thinking,
it's it's very hard for Urzok to just like even as Urzok wanting a brawl, for him to just like outright assault somebody, especially to kill them,
Yeah.
you got to actually do something pretty bad.
Right. Who are you? Eric?
Yeah.
there was a point where Teth was about to tip, and then he kind of more thought of like, okay, like if we make a ruckus in the city, like kind of bigger picture, like what it would look like this scene. Like he didn't want to draw any attention to them
Right.
because he
So
was,
those guys are shape changers. They could shape into little kids and be like, these guys were beating us up.
yeah, 'cause
Help us.
he was moments from doing a thunder smite and just like blowing up the counter.
Oh, that would have been so good.
I almost
know.
I almost did my enervating shout, my enervating breath, just incapacitates them for a turn right away. You put Zone of Truth
Just
up, and I was
floor them. Yeah.
Andrew, we got some loot.
Oh yeah.
A
What'd
loot
we
and
get,
part of the
gang?
blueprint
got power
is-
cells.
Yeah, power cells you guys can't use. A potion of growth and 2-cylinder rods of metal, which are labeled as tridents.
That's tridents.
Yep. And a blueprint,
Mhm.
which it was just a little chunk of it that was ripped off.
Okay.
So it was the corner of a blueprint, and it was a picture of a cellar and a pedestal.
A cell? A cellar?
Cellar. So it's
Okay.
like the corner of a room
Mhm.
labeled cellar and like a small little circle or something
Uh-huh.
in the corner of that room labeled pedestal.
Okay.
And you have reason to believe that these were things that Zithlo was leaving for you guys. So it was not hidden by the chasers, it was hidden by him.
Okay. Nice.
So
Interesting.
is this the point where we're like, and then next session we all meet up at the transport room?
Yeah.
I think we're at that point.
Yeah.
Well, you say that, but
There's-
we still have to look for people tomorrow.
That is
That's
true. That is true.
We have to find our friend Arvantis.
But at least we found we found what happened with Zethlo.
Good luck, gang.
And Flynn.
It's true.
You're
Flynn
gonna
and
you're gonna shit bricks when he pulls up locate person and he fucking gets a ping.
I don't. Does it locate dead people?
I don't
I-
think
Oh,
so.
I don't think so. No,
No.
that's
me
what I'm
look.
saying. If you get a ping, and Arvantis is still alive.
Locate.
God.
Everybody
Locate
has a gun.
corpse.
Would it
Oh, I don't
locate
think
an
it's
object
locate creature.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there's locate
creature.
object as well.
Describe or name a creature that is familiar to you. You sense the direction of the creature's location as long as that creature is within 1,000 feet of you. If the creature is moving, you know the direction of its movement. The spell can locate a specific creature known to you, such as a human or unicorn, so as long as the creature, you have seen the creature up close. If the creature you described or named is in a different form, such as being under the effects of polymorph spell, this doesn't locate the creature.
That's interesting.
So
Means we
if
can't
So
wait-
it doesn't.
is a different
So you
form,
can't
like
use it
ashes?
to
Find Terry.
find Terry. Yeah, you won't be able to use that to find Terry. You can't locate a creature if running water at least 10 feet wide blocks a direct path between you and the creature. That's weird.
That seems like such an odd
If you're,
Yeah.
like if you're under
misnomer.
underwater.
Very specific situation.
I would not use that. If any of you guys use locate creature in this campaign, I'm gonna ignore that. That's such a dumb rule. But
Unless it's
I
behind
would
water.
say that it doesn't say yeah, they're across the stream. I can't seem to find them.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
right there. I can see his face. No, it's not.
No, that's
Mm-mm.
not him.
That's not
I'm
him.
trying to locate him and I can't find him. Yeah, I would say there's nothing in here that says that the creature cannot be deceased as long as they're not in a different form and they're within 1,000 feet of you. You should be able to locate them.
I mean,
But
above
does
Daniel,
he-
it's not really going to do us much good because it's going to be like, oh, it's an incinerator.
He's in the he's been in the compound the whole time. It's so weird.
Yeah.
We're probably fine then. We can go teleport now.
As soon as we get a
safe.
ping, we just leave.
Yeah.
Don't even investigate.
Oh, he's alive. All right, let's move on. Forget it. Unnecessary.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I have to get off. Good session tonight, though. A lot of really
Yeah.
good
Guys.
role playing.
I'll see you
Love it.
later.
Yeah.
No.
Bye.
Bing, bing, bong, bong.